I'm Yana, and welcome to your Restorative Rest practice. Today's Restorative Rest practice will be a practice of yoga for self-compassion. So during the practice today, we will work on some heart-opening poses and some other poses to support creating more spaciousness within our being. So to begin with, you can use two pillows, towels, whatever it is that you like, placing them to support underneath the knees. We're really going to use props or whatever it is that you have handy to feel as comfortable as possible. We'll start in Sukhasana, or easy pose. So placing the left foot or the right foot in front of the left, whatever is most comfortable for you. Pushing the shoulders up and down and back. Taking a nice deep inhalation in through the nose, placing your hands in front of the heart in Anjali or prayer mudra. Inhaling in through the nose and exhaling deeply out the mouth as if you're blowing out a birthday candle. Until all the air leaves the body. Again, inhaling in through the nose. And exhaling out the mouth. Deeply, belly button pressing back towards the spine. And one more time, inhaling in through the nose. And exhaling out the mouth. Deep exhalation. And beginning to focus on your sitting pose. We'll be building the pose from the base of the spine up to the top of the head. So thinking about the shoulders rotated up and down and back, perhaps the elbows pressing into the sides of the ribs, extending in through the sit bones, breathing into the base of the spine. And then just taking notice of the mind state to begin with. Take one deep breath and notice, is the mind active? Is it dull? Not trying to change anything, just with compassion, bringing awareness to where you are to start with. And then taking awareness of the body state. Is there any place in the body that feels cranky or tight? Is there any place in the body that might need a little extra love tonight? So maybe even placing the hands on that area of the body. You could use the hands in front of you, warming the hands up, sliding them back and forth. So the palms are nice and really warm. Like you're giving yourself a little bit of a rub burn here, and then placing the hands on any place in the body that might need an extra love. Maybe the neck, maybe the knees, maybe even on your tender heart. And then just taking note of that with compassion, having an awareness, and sending that area a little extra love. And then just being aware of the state of the spirit this evening. How are you feeling? Are you feeling dull in the spirit, or maybe you're feeling extra alive? Perhaps as your day is winding down, maybe just noticing the state of the mind, body, spirit state. And without changing anything, just using this as a place to take notice of our starting point. Taking in a deep inhalation in through the nose, inhaling in through the nose, deeply, to the count of 3, and exhaling out the mouth to the count of 4. Beginning to be aware of the breath as it comes in through the nose, extending that inhalation, perhaps even to the count of 4. And then exhaling out the mouth, perhaps to the count of 5. As if you're blowing out that birthday candle. And one more deep time, inhaling in through the nose. Taking in the full, deepest breath of the day, maybe even breathing into the space where the hands are resting. And on the exhalation, noticing the body. The belly button draws towards the spine. Great. Lungs draw closer to one another, towards the diaphragm. Dropping down. And then inhaling the arms up above the head, so the eyes closed if that's comfortable for you. Reaching up, gathering, and on the exhale, bringing the hands in prayer position above the head and drawing the hands down through the center line of the body. Inhale, extending up, really reaching through the fingertips, elongating, gathering, and exhaling back to the heart center. Beautiful. And one more time, inhaling, reaching up, gathering. Drawing that energy into the center of your cow chest. Beautiful. We'll inhale the right hand up into the air. The left hand comes down behind the spine, in the back, or the base of the buttocks, and then exhaling the right hand to the left knee. Inhale the chin up towards the sky. And exhale the chin down towards the chest. Supporting the belly button, supporting the breath, supporting the spine by bringing the chin down towards the chest and nice and strong through the center of your belly. Breathe into the back of the neck. Noticing, is there any tightness in the back of the neck? Can you really breathe into that space by oxygenating the backside of the brain? Using the conscious awareness of the breath to draw in that prana or that life force into any space in the body, but particularly the back of the cranium that might need some extra love. If it's comfortable for you, you might even gently draw the chin down or even allow the left ear to really subtly turn over towards the left shoulder. So maybe it's even just a slight centimeter of a turn of the left ear to the left shoulder. Feeling that stretch from the right shoulder, up the right side of the neck, the right side of the scalene muscles here. You might even slightly begin to draw the right chin, the chin up towards the left corner of the room. Inhaling into the front of the chin, the front of the neck. Then on the exhale, dropping the chin back down towards the chest. On the inhale, breathing that space in, chin up towards the left corner of the room. You might even relax. Notice, can you draw the left ear away from the left shoulder? And one more breath here, exhaling the chin down towards the chest, really creating space between the ear and the shoulder by pressing that left heel of the hand into the floor or the side of where it's resting. And one more time, left chin up towards the left corner of the room. Breathing compassionately into the front of your beautiful heart. that gives and holds so much space for other people and begs for that same attention from yourself. And then gently releasing the right arm, bringing both hands in front of heart center. We'll build an awareness again, closing the eyes, feeling the base of the spine, breathing into the center of the heart. And then just noticing the difference as we work our way up the spine, noticing the difference between the left side of the neck and the right side of the neck. So using that awareness. I can really feel the left side of my neck is a lot tighter as we haven't stretched the other side of the neck yet. But just using that awareness to notice how bringing this gentle and subtle amount of focused energy and awareness creates such a difference. So bringing that attention back into the body, lifting the left arm up into the air, above the head, left arm reaches over, grabs a hold of the right knee or right thigh, looking over your right shoulder gently, nice and tall through the spine, lifting the right arm up into the air, and the right arm presses into the floor behind you. Lifting up through your proud chest here. And on the exhalation, chin comes down towards the chest. Breathing into the back of the neck here. Again, drawing the belly button back towards the spine with the inhalation and exhalation. Supporting this pose with the strength and length of the spine. And even noticing how the spine, right, goes from the base of the cranium, the base of the brain, down the back of the neck, the cervical spine. And then as we extend the chin up into the air, the chin moves up into the right corner of the air on the inhalation, or the right corner of the room on the inhalation. Breathing into the front of the neck, breathing into the front of the beautiful heart. And then on the exhalation, the chin comes back down towards the chest. Noticing the space on the back side of the neck. Seeing if you can draw the shoulders down away from the ears here. And inhaling the chin up towards the sky. And exhaling, chin back down towards the chest. Drawing in that space, elongating the neck here, even with the chin towards the chest. And one more time again, breathing into the front of the neck. The chin rises up towards the right corner of the room. Breathing into the left side of the neck, the left side of the scalenes here. Noticing that stretch that comes all the way from the left fingertips, up the inside of the left elbow, across, drawing that energetic line up as you draw the left shoulder down and making space on the left side of the neck and those muscles that go to support the weight of your 20-pound brilliant brain and skull as it sits very gently upon the spine, the top of the spine. And one more time on the exhalation, when you get around to it, gently drawing the chin down towards the chest. Releasing the left arm up into the air. Nice and tall through the spine. Exhaling both hands back to heart center. Beautiful. You can draw the feet out in front of you here. Placing perhaps a pillow underneath the knees for a bit of a supported forward fold here. We'll inhale the chin up into the sky. On the exhalation, you might even place another pillow or a bolster firmly against the belly here. Depending on how your back is feeling, your legs can be as wide apart as you like. If you're feeling like you want more of a stretch, you can bring the feet closer together. If you feel like you really want to be easy here for your lower back, you can make space, moving the flesh off the buttocks, extending the toes up towards the sky. Exhaling, extending the chest forward. On the inhalation, breathing into your proud chest. And when you're feeling ready, gently walking the fingertips forward, pressing that pillow blanket, whatever it is, against your belly, and gently releasing the front body down onto the surface that's supporting you. And as you feel gently ready, releasing the head and the neck down towards the chin. Again, breathing into the backside of the neck here. Keeping that micro bend in the knees here to really support the lower lumbar spine. Feeling as you inhale, the belly pressing up against the surface of whatever it is you are leaning on. You might even stack the right fist on top of the left or the right hand on top of the left and allow the head to rest gently on the hands. Seeing where you can release and let go on the back side of the heart. Breathing in with compassion, with a gentle awareness. Noticing how you might be gripping under the arms or any other part of the head, the neck that might be gripping. See if you can take a nice deep belly breath, the deepest breath of your day. Feeling that support as the chest and the breast rest on this forward support. Perhaps maybe even as with every inhalation, you'll find some more space on the back of the body. And on the exhalation, you might find that the fingertips can begin to move down towards the floor. So you might rest the fingertips or the hands onto in between the legs or on the tops of the legs, depending on where you are in your forward fold. Filling up the belly, breathing into the back of the lower spine, the back of the lumbar spine. Noticing the breathing muscles, the diaphragm muscles, as they expand and contract on the bottom of those floating ribs attached there. And maybe even beginning to see how can you draw the breath into the base of the spine here. Maybe even with each breath, creating space between the vertebra on the back side of the body. With the breath exploring space in the back. With every exhalation, releasing and letting gravity do its job. releasing the chest forward. Then perhaps shifting your focus to the front of the heart. Noticing, can you release any or create more space even in the jaw? Releasing the back of the tongue. Sometimes we don't notice that the tongue or the back of the jaw sometimes holds tension from unspoken words, unspoken thoughts. So seeing if you can use gravity here to even stretch out the tongue. You might even allow the tongue to stick out of the mouth, stick forward in kind of a lion's breath as if the tongue was reaching down towards the chin here. Taking a nice deep exhale out the mouth with the tongue down towards the chin. And a ha sound. The ha sound also being the sound of the heart in Chinese medicine. And just noticing, subtly playing with, noticing if that creates more space in the heart, the front and the back side of the heart. Inhaling in through the nose and perhaps exhaling the tongue out of the mouth on the ha sound. Widening the tongue. Inhaling back in through the nostrils, feeling that breath drawing down the back of the body, down to the base of the spine. And on the exhale, gently walking the hands back up. Coming back up to sitting, placing the hands in front of the heart, the eyes closed here. Breathing into the heart space as you come back into equilibrium. Using your awareness to notice any changes in the sensation on the front or the back side of the heart, the front and the back side of the chest. And then when you're feeling ready, placing the feet together in front of you in Baddha Konasana or bound ankle pose. So the feet will come together as if you are reading a book. The toes, depending on how you're feeling, they can be really far away from you, grabbing a hold of the shins. You might grab a hold of the thighs, or if you're feeling a little more flexible, you could also pull the heels back towards the body. And again, taking your amazing pillows and support here. You might place the thumbs into the center of the feet, the arches of the feet here. Maybe even giving your inner arches of the feet a massage with your thumbs. Nice and tall, breathing up through the center of the chest. Feeling all that space that we've created as we're moving really slowly and subtly. Giving the same loving kindness and attention to our own body that we so freely often extend to others as nurturers and givers. So inhaling the shoulders up and down and back, making space, breathing into the front of your heart, Drawing the elbows down towards the rib cage. Perhaps grabbing a hold of the ankles, really extending up to the chest here. Inhaling the chin up towards the sky here. Exhaling the chin down towards the chest. Breathing into the back of the neck here. So the same stretch we were doing before. At the side angle on the diagonal, we'll inhale the chin up towards the sky. Towards the top corner of the room. You might even extend the bottom lip over the teeth, really breathing into the front of the thigh right here. And on the exhale, really very slowly and gently, elongating on the back side of the neck as we draw the chin down into the crook of the neck, extending into the back of the neck on the exhalation. And again, drawing that energy up from the base of the spine, up the back of the back, behind the heart, into the shoulders. Might even separate the elbows, widening the elbows out towards the knees. Breathing into the back of the neck, up to the top of the head. And exhaling the chin up towards the sky. You might exhale out the pursed lips on a sh sound. On the inhalation, chin comes down towards the chest. Breathing into the back of the kidneys here. And on the exhale, the chin comes up towards the sky, exhaling sh sound. Releasing out any stagnation in the back of the kidneys. So it processes so much energy for the body. And then again, chin down towards chest. Pulling back on the arms, so using the strength of the arms to really elongate through the back of the spine, supporting you as you're sitting up. And one more time, inhale the chin up towards the chest. And this time on the exhalation, you can even draw the feet out a little bit further. And I'm beginning to bend forward at the hips. Releasing the elbows nice and wide and allowing the body to reach down towards the feet, the head down towards the feet. As the feet are extended here, the knees are extended here. If this is too much for the knees, you can draw the feet out in front of you again into the forward fold. But if this feels okay to keep the knees wide in Baddha Konasana, you could also remove those pillows from underneath the knees, depending on what's happening for you. Stacking the pillows up and placing them as a surface to rest the arms on, and then perhaps place the head on top. Stacking the fists one on top of the other. Releasing in this forward fold. Or forward Baddha Konasana. Really breathing into the front of the belly here. Letting the lower belly be free. Notice if you have tight pants on, you might even want to undo any tightness around the belly. Just letting that lower belly be nice and loose and free. And even extending that idea of self-compassion to the lower belly here, that so often we might be saying some internal, not so nice things about. all the times that we felt we've had to hold the belly in or criticize our physical form. Seeing if you can take a nice deep inhalation of love into the lower part of the belly, the pelvic bowl, extending that loving breath around to the back side of the body too, to the hips, to the lower spine. Inhaling lots of love into the lower belly and back. And extending, releasing anything that needs to get released out on the exhalation. Again, filling up when the breath comes around to another cycle, our deepest breath of the day, and noticing how liberating it is to really allow all the musculature of the belly to be nice and loose and free here. Breathing into the belly, feeling how good it feels to just release down towards the floor with gravity. Breathing loving kindness on the exhalation. Anything that's not serving you out of the body. And on the inhalation again, coming back to that loving kindness, bringing it back into the body. Noticing the points where the body touches the floor, where the spine extends up, where the heart moves forward, where the head is resting. Breathing that loving kindness all through the body. And on your next exhalation, when you're feeling ready, gently moving that awareness into the arms, gently pushing yourself back up with the arms, the body up back to its neutral position. You can place those pillows, if they were on top of the feet, bend the knees to support you. Just sitting up this time, palms facing up towards the sky, back of the hands on the knees. In your resting Buddha pose. Or even notice, can you take a smiling Buddha pose, breathing into your Buddha belly. If you've ever seen those beautiful statues, especially the more Confucius Buddha, where he's got the big smiling belly, the big belly. So breathing with loving kindness into the belly here. Palms right towards the sky, heart shining forward, chin parallel to the ground. Perhaps even a slight inner smile as the corners of the mouth turn up towards the corners of the room. Breathing in loving kindness into the center of the heart. Breathing out loving kindness into your environment. As we're becoming more aware and centered in this compassion of the self. On the exhalation, gently releasing the elbows down, the hands down towards the floor. And we'll come back into a Supta Baddha Konasana. So it's a supine or resting Baddha Konasana. So the feet still in that butterfly position. You might walk back up to your right elbow and then up to your left elbow. So I just frame here a little bit. And then allow the back to gently rest down on the ground. It's so great. And you can pull your Pillows in to support underneath the knees. You place both of the hands, the palms on the front of the hip flexors here. Just gently inviting and opening into the hip flexors. If it's too much for the knees, you can straighten the legs out here, or even if it feels compression in the backside of the knees, moving the heels away from down towards the bottom of the mat, making more space for the lower back to kind of rest. You'll still have a slight curve, perhaps, in the lower back off the floor. Breathing in through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth with an open mouth. Allowing that breath to leave the body. Noticing the hip bones as they widen onto the floor. Aware of all the points of contact. So building the pose from the base up, the feet touching the floor. Noticing where the knees may be resting on the pillows or moving out towards the corners of the room. Aware of the lower backside of the hip bones, the backside of the pelvis, the lower spine resting on the floor, the lumbar. Perhaps with every exhalation, kind of relaxing, noticing, can you draw the belly button back towards the spine on the exhalation? You might even, again, just continue with this inhalation in through the nose here. And feel free to continue exhaling out the mouth here. If you're blowing a birthday candle out the mouth. Out with the mouth. Breathing into the front side of where the hands are resting on the hip bones. Sending love into the hands, sending love into the hips. Feeling the belly button draws back towards the spine. The lower back releasing onto the floor. Noticing the ribs as they widen. The diaphragm begins to rest onto the floor. Here you can switch the right hand to the belly, the left hand to the upper chest. If that feels good, or you might even switch where the right hand is on the belly, the left hand is on the upper chest, to see what feels better for you. But whatever way you do, drawing the ears away from the shoulders, widening the elbows down towards the feet. Breathing into the belly, that 3-count breath deep into the belly. Notice the mid-ribs as they fill up, and the upper ribs as they fill up there. On the exhalation, notice as the heart draws back down towards the floor, the ribs knit together. On the final exhalation, the belly button draws back towards the spine. Taking one more 3-part breath here, breathing into the lower belly when you get there. Middle chest, up to the armpits. And on the exhalation, allowing the heart
So move back towards the floor, the ribs knit together, and then the belly button draws back down towards the spine. The lower back releasing onto the floor. And then see if you can trace that breath 3 more times for yourself. If you're feeling like you even like more space, you can rise the hands up above the head. You can allow the elbows to extend over the head, drawing the left palm onto the floor. The right back of the hand might rest onto the left hand, the hands above the head. And try that 3 count breath with the hands above the head here, noticing how much space we have on the side of the lungs here. Without the hands resting on the chest. So the Victorian isness of the breath as the self-compassion draws into the middle, bottom of the ribs, middle of the ribs, all the way up into the armpits. And on the exhalation, the heart, middle of the ribs, belly draws back down towards the floor. Feeling all the way, allowing breath to rise all the way into the armpits when you come to your inhalation. And seeing if you can extend that exhalation out, maybe even another deep sigh or pause at the bottom of the exhalation. And then when you're feeling ready, extending the feet forward, you can move the pillows out of your way. So drawing down the feet towards your final rest or pose. If you feel like your back is creaky, you can support your knees, face the pillow underneath the knees, allowing the feet to draw out towards the corners of the mat, as wide as the mat. The hands up towards the sky here. Back of the palms resting on the floor, 4 or 5 inches away from the side of the body. And notice if you can extend the feet, maybe even walking the right heel down 2 inches or 3 inches, the left heel down towards the bottom corner of your mat, and the right foot down towards the bottom corner of your mat, the left foot down towards the bottom corner of your mat. Just really extending out through the heels, seeing if you can subtly then draw up the head as if someone's pulling the neck up out of the spine, or even imagining as if there was a giant pulling you in 2 opposite directions. So the feet are moving down towards the bottom of the mat gently, subtly, and the head simultaneously is drawing up and out of the spine towards the top of the mat. And then on your exhalation, release and let that go. Releasing and relaxing the spine all the way onto the floor. And we'll move into our final, whatever's comfortable for you, into our final yoga nidra or guided rest. So preparing the body, seeing if there's something you can do to become even 20, 30, 40, 100% more comfortable. We'll take this moment to again resolve come back to your resolve of self-compassion, deliberately allowing the body to relax into this deep, deep relaxation. Allow yourself to just become calm and steady. Feeling the inner sensation of relaxation throughout the whole body. Concentrating on the whole body. Becoming aware of the importance of complete stillness. Aware of the body from the top of the head to the tip of the toes. Mentally repeating to yourself the mantra silently. Oh. Again, in complete stillness, a second time repeating to yourself the sound Om. And a third time, repeating to yourself, silently hearing the eternal, universal sound. Oh. And silently repeat to yourself, I am aware I am going to practice Yoga Nidra. We'll begin with the rotation of consciousness throughout the body. A rotation of awareness, taking a trip through the different parts of the body as quickly as possible, moving from part to part. Silently repeating this part in your mind, becoming aware of that part in your body. Right hand, right forearm, right back of the hand, the wrist, the lower arm, the elbow, the upper arm, right shoulder, armpit, right waist, right hip, right thigh, kneecap, calf muscle, the ankle, the heel, sole of the right foot, top of the foot, the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Become aware of the left hand thumb, the left hand, left palm of the hand, back of the hand, the wrist, lower arm, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left waist, left hip, left thigh, the kneecap, the calf muscle, the ankle, the heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot. Now to the back. Become aware of the right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, right buttocks, left buttocks, the spine, the whole back together. Now go to the top of the head, the forehead, that right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, space between the eyebrows. Right eyelid, left eyelid, the right eye, left eye, right ear, the left ear, right cheek, left cheek, tip of the nose, upper lip, lower lip, chin, the throat, the right chest, left chest, middle of the chest, the navel, the abdomen, the whole of the right leg, whole of the left leg, both legs together. Whole of the right arm, whole of the left arm, both arms together. Whole of the back, the spine, shoulder blades, whole of the front, abdomen, chest. Whole of the back and front together. The whole head, the whole body together. The whole body together. The whole body together. Using your total awareness to become aware of your whole body on the floor. Become aware of your body lying on the floor. Your body is lying on the floor. See your body lying perfectly still on the floor in the room where you are. Visualize this image in your mind's eye. Become aware of your breath. Feel the flow of your breath in and out of your lungs. Without trying to change the rhythm, the breathing is natural and automatic. No effort. The same no effort it takes to use this self-compassion. Maintaining awareness of your breath. Continue. Complete awareness of the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Noticing the breath as it moves into the center of the heart. Noticing the breath as it moves out the center of the heart. Go on practicing. Concentrating on this movement. This aware, easy breath. This aware and easy self-compassion. And now start counting your breaths backwards from 27 to 1, like this. 27, breathing in, loving kindness. 27, breathing out, loving kindness. 26, breathing in, loving kindness. 26, breathing out, loving kindness. 25, breathing in, loving kindness. 25, breathing out, loving kindness. And so on. Say the words and the numbers mentally to yourself as you count your breaths. Be sure, with loving kindness, not to skip a number. If you do, with loving kindness, go back to 27 and start with loving kindness again. With total awareness, go on counting. With total awareness and loving kindness, bring your attention back to this present moment. Letting go of the counting. Take a long, deep breath. Bringing the awareness into the body, bringing the awareness with loving kindness into this present moment. Lying quietly for a few moments. And when you feel ready, with loving kindness, begin to gently stretch yourself slowly, moving your fingers and your toes. No hurry. No worry. Moving the body gently with loving kindness. And when you're feeling ready, rolling over to your right side, gently coming up to a sitting position, closing the eyes, placing the hands in front of the heart center, coming back to your attention, prayer hands or hands in Anjali Mudra. Bringing the attention back into the center of your physical and metaphorical heart. Aware of the body sitting on the floor, the eyes gently turned in towards the center of the heart. Chin gently bowing humbly down towards the center of the heart. Taking a nice deep inhalation and exhalation out through the mouth. We'll end today's practice with the sound of Om, inhaling in through the nose. More interested with the sound than the actual vibration, the vibration more than the actual sound. On the next inhalation, inhaling in through the nose. And feeling the exhalation of the sound as it leaves the body. On the sound. Giving thanks for your willingness to show up for your healing, to practice in this loving, kind way to yourself, so then you can extend this compassion to others. Namaste.